Right, everybody, welcome back to Sommerfest 2023 here at Oulton Park. As you can see, we've come back to the infield after the racing action, and I'm joined by Will Beaumont, who has got the very enviable task of deciding the top 3 cars of the show. Will, how on earth have you managed to do it?
Well, I suppose the tricky thing is that all the concourses, the shiniest cars, the cleanest cars, that's all done by real professionals.
I must say, that's a good point to make, actually. There is sort of 2, isn't there?
There is.
There's our car of the show, and then there's the probably judged ones, isn't there, as well? Which will bring you across the social media for the BMW Car Club, but not right now. This is the BMW Car Club's car of the show.
This is the more informal car of the show. This is the one where I've gone around and I've looked at things that are perhaps a little bit more interesting, perhaps a bit quirkier, a bit rarer, things you don't necessarily see all the time, and a bit of appreciation that someone's brought it along that you know to really kind of introduce us to things that we don't necessarily get to witness all the time. So that's what I've gone for, and I've been around sort of trying to chat to people and sort of see a few more of the stories about some of these cars, because actually I think that's what makes the club different from almost anything else. It's obviously the people that are involved in all of these things, and as great as the cars are, as wonderful as they are, and that's what we're all really here for. Actually, once you sort of delve beyond what it is, you know, the cars themselves, it's talking to people who own these cars and have modified them, or have used them, have brought their kids home from hospital in them, have done all sorts of things, have inherited them from a grandparent. These are all the bits that sort of like that make this show and make the car club and make what they do, I suppose, different from other shows. So that's what I wanted to sort of try and tap into a little bit.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your BMW history.
Oh, right. So yeah, I mean, I've owned BMWs. I've owned a BMW for over 10 years. That was when I sort of got into it. I bought an old 1602, which is what I had, and have gradually modified it over time and got into motoring journalism, and that's what I do for a living. And I work with the club on editing Straight Six, their magazine, and I run my own car magazine, another BMW magazine as well, which does a different sort of thing.
Plug away.
You did ask me. You did ask.
What is your magazine?
My magazine's called Verka, and it's a sort of a high-end quarterly magazine, sort of more book-like. And again, like I say, the club magazine is very focused on sort of the community and stuff that's in it. Because again, it's what it has its unique selling point. And I focus maybe on sort of more histories of individual models and other things like that as well. So I'm fully immersed in the world. There's
there's nobody better qualified then. So shall we start? Where are we heading? I will follow you for your first car of the show. There's 3 in total.
First car of the show, excellent. Well, over here, and unfortunately, I see whether or not that it's the guys here for us to actually talk to him about his car, because I hoped he would be primed him ready, but it looks like we might have missed him.
Yeah, it's not this one. It
isn't this one, but I think we could probably go and talk about this one anyway.
We can talk about it. I'm pleased to say, actually, Helen Stanley and I caught up with the owner a little bit earlier.
Oh, did you?
Absolutely beautiful, but what a machine, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I mean, what an incredible car, and obviously sort of such a defining moment in kind of BMW's history. And although there hasn't really been a replacement to the M1 in any way, it set the tone for, you know, BMW M, and it set the tone for motorsport. The credibility that M cars have all comes back to this car, and that's what makes it so exceptional. And I think that's, you know, it might not be, you might not see many of them around. It might not be like anything else, but that's what makes it so special. That's what makes it so unique. So that's brilliant.
Let's keep going, shall we, to your first car of the show, because we've given this car a lot of attention, and rightly so as well today. But let's keep moving on, shall we?
Okay. Well, let's go. There's a car over here that I wanted to focus on.
Brilliant.
And because I suppose it's not the sort of car that I think anyone else really would focus on, because it's not exactly.
Are we heading here?
We're heading to this. And like I say, the stories and modifying cars, and there are lots and lots of incredibly clean and incredibly perfect cars here.
Is that your owner?
That is our owner, yeah.
Brilliant.
And you know, I think this one, you know, when you look at it, it's so unique in its attitude that it has to have sort of like an interesting story. It has to be something around it.
Look at this gap.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? This is
I can literally hide under there.
I'm going to call our owner over and have a chat with him to see whether or not so he can tell us all about this car. And I suppose the first question that we want about a car is why?
Off-roading. It's good down green lanes.
Is it actually sort of is it properly capable?
Yeah, it's very capable. A lot of Land Rovers will go, so it's pretty good.
Excellent. So what is it that you started with?
Well, this is just a 95 525 iX, four-wheel drive from the factory. This is a manual. It's now got a Jeep transfer case in it, which gives me low range and locking centres. It's got a 3-inch lift on it, and it's got loads of other off-road stuff such as winch and stuff like that.
And so you obviously use it off-road, it's not just for looks?
Nope, I use it off-road quite a bit. Yeah, we do green laning, wild camping, that sort of stuff in it. So
is this your first BMW, or is this something that you wanted to, did you kind of end up with this car, or how did you end up, why you want to start with?
Originally, my first one, I've got another one of these, which is a 535i. I bought that, and I ended up rebuilding that. It was an MOT failure when I got it. But now, not long after that, I bought this as another project, and it cost me 500 quid when I bought it. And yeah, about 6 years ago now, and I've just been building it, so yeah.
Excellent. So obviously you've gone through quite a lot of stuff. If you've changed the transfer case, it's quite a deep into it. So I mean, but more visually, what is it that we can see that you've changed? I mean, is this the standard ride height for an iX?
No. This has got a 3-inch lift on it, so it is 3-inch lifted. It's got a custom bar work I put on it to hide the winch. It's got a rear swing arm to hold the rear spare tyre. But other than that, most of it is factory look-wise. So.
I was going to say, it looks so different, so unique, and I think we are. Most of the cars here that have been modified, you see that they've been lower rather than lifted, and I think it's great. It's cool that to see something a bit different and a bit more interesting. And so what have you got? What plans have you got? Are you going to do any sort of adventuring? You go outside? Do you go out the country in it? Go and tour around?
Yeah, we're going to keep it in this country at the moment. It's only been like this for about a year, but we've got a few trips planned down to Wales and Cornwall to run some lanes down there. But ideally, our mate's got a Range Rover Classic that he's sort of got off-roaded, and we're hoping to take that over to sort of like Norway area and do some of the lanes down over there. So
get ready for eventually when you take the 5 series.
Yeah, hopefully take them all down at the same time and hit some lanes out there in snow and yeah.
Convert the back end to a camper and you're away. You could sleep in there.
The back end is actually already converted to a camper.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So yeah, I've got custom curtains made for it for the back and tailgate. It's got the pull-up blinds in the front. It fits double back embedding pretty well straight through the back. It's all wired up for 240 volts. It's got a fridge in there. So yeah, it's geared up for touring, really.
It's a proper adventure spec, absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, I expect to see a couple of years' time if you're taking it down all the way down to Africa. That's what
That might be a little far, but it would be a good laugh. So.
Fantastic. Well, it's incredible. I love the idea about it. I love what you've done with it. I love the fact it gets used as well, and I love the fact that that you brought it along to the show and let us all see it. Because again, I suppose it's not a car you built for shows, but this is great to see such a diversity here, and that is really adding to the diversity quota.
Yeah, it certainly is. To say it's nice to get it out and use it. This is actually the first show I've actually brought it to. I normally bring my 535, but I haven't this time. But someone was saying that they saw a photo of it online and thought it was photoshopped, and it came to me earlier and said he's surprised to see it actually in person. So
excellent. And has it had some good feedback? Have other people enjoyed it?
Yeah, it gets some good feedback. A lot of people obviously don't know that they made four-wheel drive versions of a lot of these cars, so looking around it, and I say the lever in the car for the transfer case, people get wondering what that is and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it gets good feedback.
Excellent, terrific. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us about it and telling us all about it. It's wonderful, brilliant. Well, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Fantastic.
It's about to get a bit better as well, actually, because of course Will Beaumont has been selecting his car of the show, his cars of the show, and because you've made it into the top 3, I believe third. Congratulations. I don't know what it is, but maybe you can open it so we can see.
I think it might be some sort of like cleaning stuff, which of course at the moment you'll definitely need it once you've been on one of your big adventures.
There you go. Oh, there we go.
It's an actual trophy.
Should we get that out?
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. Well, look, don't let me take it. Let me take that box from you. You and for the cameras, let me get out the shot. You don't want me in the shot.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Excellent. Great. Thank you.
There you go. Congratulations. Well, did I hear him say bought it for 500 quid?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah. Well, again, quite a rare car, but a four-wheel drive 5 Series, and just to have bought it for 500 quid, absolutely fantastic.
But it does go to show as well. We've been talking about this a lot in the lead up to BMW Sommerfest. Certainly for next year as well. Is that it doesn't have to be the most modern ultra car. Ultra clean as well, because the badge is a bit tatty.
Well, again, I know. Again, I think like I say, there's when I was asked to select some cars, I think the idea of doing most cars that win car shows, and there are specifically bits of this car show that are for the cleanest, for the shiniest, and the best kept ones. And although that is absolutely a great sort of thing, like I say, there's more. This might say was for the most interesting ones, I think, a little bit, and and this for me fit that criteria. So, yeah.
Well, you're watching at home. What do you think as well? Remember, we can see the comments. Live chat is open. What do you make of this? It's made Will Beaumont's top 3, rightly so, because it is an absolute cracker. He also wins the award for best dressed cowboy.
Absolutely,
as well,
I thoroughly appreciated the
nice
outfit.
shirt. It does look like he's about to go rustle up some cattle as well. So,
and you've got the car for it.
He's got the car for it, exactly. Where are we going now?
Right, so I think there's an M4 right over there that I think we want to go and talk to next.
Well, let's talk about some of the cars as we're on our way.
Yeah.
Shall we too? We've got 6 Series just coming past us. I was always a big fan of those, actually. What's your favourite BMW? Money was no object, Will. What BMW are you having?
Well, to be honest, at the moment, and I'm very fickle in the way in which I think about cars generally, and it's sort of like the best one that I like, the one that I liked best that I last drove almost. So I'll be on fairly recently. I had another go in a E46 M3 CSL, and they're just stunning cars, and they drive in they're everything that I want from a BMW, from an M car. So it's not exactly the most the unique viewpoint. I think there'll be a lot of people that would agree with me on that one, but that's certainly up there on my list of things that I
can
love.
Sense in from Will. I obviously didn't really know you before today, but from what we've seen so far, what you've been saying, I think you like the more quirky side of things.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love all sorts of BMWs, and I love all sorts of cars as well. But I think when you come to a show like this, as great as all of these cars are, and don't get me wrong, there's some wonderful ones, but when you get here and you think you've got something rare, and then you find out that there's actually 4 or 5 of them that are all the same. You've got 4 or 5, because that's the side of this, is that that you don't might not see it anywhere else, but when you get here, you see lots of other things, and it's not so obvious. So there's an M4 over here, and I cannot see the owner around it, but
if we hover around their car, they might make an appearance.
Yes.
Is it the number plate BMW M4?
Well, it actually wasn't a number plate. I think I don't even know whether that is its real number plate. But if it is, that's quite an impressive.
Well, we want to find the owner. If this is your car, where are you? Come back, because if not, and you've left the keys around or something, we're going to be on and off. Tell us a little bit about it, because I don't know if you want to come around actually, take a look at this engine. Oh my word, I wish you could fire it up for us.
Yeah, I think first of all, what attracted me to it first of all was the colour, because I mean it just doesn't look like the sort of colour that I don't think I've ever seen an M4, and I've seen I can't believe I think many BMWs in this colour, but the colour was just sort of so not aligned with the kind of brutish aggressiveness of the M4, but actually it suits the car incredibly well, and obviously it's very, very modified, and we're looking under the bonnet. I can see boost tubes and different things there, and
it works with the wheels as well, doesn't it?
Well, that's
the gold
also,
alloys just works.
Yeah, and the kind of matte gold alloys. It looks absolutely terrific, and I think this generation of M4 were maybe won't necessarily go down in history as some of the greatest M cars, unfortunately, because they're necessarily they have a unique side to them, a very interesting. That's very spiky and very aggressive, and I think that gives them a real sort of distinct personality. And I absolutely love them for it. I think they're wonderful. I spent a lot of time in them when they were new, and I've got a real soft spot for them. And the spikier and the more aggressive that they are, and the idea of modifying one for more power seems completely bonkers
Mad,
to me.
doesn't it?
Completely insane, and you'd
Yeah.
have to be sort of like you'd have to be slightly mad to do it. And this person has done that, and I appreciate every second of it.
Well,
So,
it'd be great to meet the owner. He's probably doing cartwheels or somewhere. If he's as mad as we think, probably over there in the little mini fun ground having a bit of fun.
I'm trying to spot him. I did speak to him earlier, and I can't, but I.
Well, what we can do is we can come back. If we go
come back
to
to
your third choice, the third out of three,
Yeah.
and we'll come back and find the owner because we do have things to give out, don't we? So
well,
it'd be great if we could catch
If we kind
up
of
with
do an arc around there, and I think I can. There's possibly a car that.
Brilliant.
That
Well, let's
I've
take
seen
a
over
bit of a walk. What do you think of that, everybody watching as well? Don't forget, live chat is open. Wherever you're watching this broadcast, we are live across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn as well. Do tell us where you're watching from as well. If you're in the UK, tell us whereabouts in the UK. If you're not in the UK, tell us where. I do know a couple of people who are watching over in Afghanistan.
Oh, really?
This afternoon as well.
Fully
So,
international.
if you're not in the UK, tell us where you are, and if you are in the UK, tell us where you are in the UK. And if you couldn't make it to Oulton Park, well, at least we're able to bring you the best of the action on the live stream here. Right, looks like we're moving into, we're in the regions area here, aren't we?
We
at the
are,
minute.
yes.
This is the North Wales region, so actually local, this region,
Yes.
isn't it? Really?
Yeah, they've not had to come very
They
far,
haven't
these
had to
guys.
come very far. We're
Yeah.
in Oulton Park in Cheshire, so.
And they're packed in. Obviously, lots of them did attend, which is fantastic.
Well, a note on that as well, the attendance has been fantastic. You can see how busy it is. Oulton Park works really, really well, I think, doesn't it? Donington Park last year, fantastic event. Obviously backed by popular demand, decided to try a different track, and I think Oulton Park has really delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a stunning circuit when there are no cars here. When you're just watching racing, but to be here when you've got racing going on around you, and then you've got the stunning scenery, and also these rolling hills on the infield, all full of cars, which is utterly terrific.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the sights of these cars, everybody watching. Will, where are we heading now?
I've gone. There's a couple of cars that I sort of had in contention
Oh.
to talk to, but no one's been by them. So I think we're going to have to sort of skip by them. And I think possibly end up going back towards maybe initially where we first started.
Okay, fair enough. You are the man with the choice.
And
so
I think
we will go.
for the third choice, there's possibly maybe a bit of a theme with the first one. And again, it's something sort of.
I'm looking for something a bit wacky then.
A bit quirky, a bit different, and something a bit rare again with this. And it feels like I didn't go much further, but I promise I did look around everyone. So, but.
He's been a busy boy indeed.
Here he is, and there is a man next. There is the man there standing by his car.
So it looks like we're about to see our. Was there a particular order for you, 1, 2, 3, or was it just these are the top three in any order?
Well, I mean, there's two more cars here, and they're both E30s. We could both speak to both of them if we wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
So let's just stop up with this one here.
Oh yes.
This car here, because I think this is again, we're surrounded by either M3s or 6-cylinder 3 Series, which they're all, that's the typical sort of like BMW thing. But this one is it's a 318 IS, so it's not got a big engine. It's only got 4 cylinders. But actually, for me, there's something really kind of quirky and interesting about that. And again, I love the fact that it's a bit different. And I think this car was kind of created really to kind of compete with the Golf GTI, was to compete with the hot hatches at the time, and sort of to make something sporty but not super fast, but fun and entertaining and maybe affordable as well. I mean, they're not affordable anymore,
No,
and I don't think this one would ever be considered affordable because it is immaculate. There's so much about this. The paint is incredible, and the engine bay is has been I mean, again, not just cleaned and polished and made perfect. And
continuously
I think our
cleaned
owner,
as well, I have to say.
Yes.
Didn't have a say in the matter. Is the owner?
So I believe we've got our
I'll let
owner
you go
around
chat
here.
to him, Will.
Yeah, fantastic. So, I mean, this is not how the car came out of the factory, is it?
No. It certainly isn't, no. 9 years of doing it on and off.
Right.
Bought the car, battered and bruised, but no rot on it. That was the main issue for me. And then decided to use it as an everyday, and then took a part off it, cleaned it. Then the next thing I knew, all the underneath was off, and I started building it from the ground up.
So again, I suppose the question is, as I asked before to someone else, is that the question: why a 318 IS? Why not one with a 6-cylinder? Why not why not save
Before
up
this
for
car, I used to have an E30 M3,
The whole thing.
and I had nowhere to keep it, so I got rid of it, and I thought, well, I didn't want a 325. I didn't want a 318 because I'd already had one. I didn't want a 320, so I was just thinking out of the box. I thought 318 IS, quite a rare car. Didn't make it for very long, so that's what plumped me for the 318i.
So you're an expert, then, sort of in the E30 world a little bit.
I wouldn't say an expert, no, but
you've sampled both. You've sampled both
Yeah.
of the sort of I mean, so many people often call the 318 IS sort of a mini M3.
yeah, baby M3. Yeah.
Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's a bit too extreme? Do you think that's a bit?
I think an M3 is always going to be M3, and you get people with 325s will go, well, that's better than an IS, but I don't know. It's individual. I like the fact that people class it as a baby M3, limited slip diff, different suspension, things like that, little tweaks here and there, but no, I kind of agree, but for people who've got M3s, then you've got to appreciate that's sort of a holy grail of a car. So.
Yeah, excellent. So I mean, okay. I mean, maybe this is an obvious question, but when it comes to which one you prefer driving, but which one does it kind of stack up?
Yeah, you still get fun out of the car. You can still make it do things that an M3 can do. It's a driver's car. If I want to have the back end swing out a bit, not that I do.
Oh, not on the road. We'd never do that.
But it's fun drive. Yeah.
Excellent, fantastic. So 9 years is sort of it's taken you to get it to this position. Is this the factory colour? Was it this colour, or have you completely?
No, this is not a factory colour. This is the car actually used to be Hellrot, bright red, and yes, a lot of people will say, well, you should have kept it standard. I wanted to do something a bit different.
It's your car.
That's it. It's my car. So I thought, well, if I'm going to go to the trouble of painting it, I'm going to change it. So that's what I did. And this is a GM colour. It's called Berry Red. Very similar to Calypso. Very, very similar.
Yeah, excellent. So, and let's just move towards the engine bay a little bit as well, because it's not just the outside of the car that is as impressive as this. We've got pictures of sort of what it looks like underneath, and I believe every second that it still looks like that, having seen everything else about it.
If you want to get underneath it, you can.
No, I trust you. That's not a problem. So you spent an awful lot of time under here. We've got a polished cam cover, we've got a polished inlet, and things like that. So, I mean, why go to this extent?
Again, I didn't like the cast. Well, now I probably prefer the cast, but I just wanted to stand out. I just wanted to do something that I've not seen done, or I don't know. I just wanted to make it my own.
Yeah, and it's yours, so you get to do whatever you want with it. I mean, like I say,
that's the reason for it.
It's stunning. It's fantastic. I love the fact that it's it looks so it looks like a 318 IS, but at the same time, you've put your own mark on it, and I think it's terrific. And it's,
But everything else I've kept to standard. It's not been lowered. The wheels are 15-inch. It's not got clear lenses on it. I've wanted to keep it standard, but just put a little bit of my own stamp on it.
Absolutely, and that's what it looks like, and it's and it's a credit to you. It looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, congratulations, thank you very much, and yeah, thanks for chatting to us about it. And I think we've got
we can't go just yet because Will has obviously been tasked with voting for car of the show, and you are car of the show. So this is for you, courtesy of Car Gods. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And this as well.
Wow.
There's a little trophy. Do you want me to hold that? Open up your trophy. We'll put it to the camera. There you go. You've been desperate to come over, ain't you, Will? And have a chat.
You weren't
This is a shock and a surprise.
So, it's not the padding, don't worry. There you go, look at that. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That is
Not a problem. Like I say, it's absolute credit. So it deserves it.
To you guys that people bring cars out, and that's what the event's about. It's showing people what you can do with the cars. I've had people come over saying, I'm doing one up, what's your advice? Where can I get this? And that's what it's about. It's a community.
Exactly. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, and sharing that knowledge and sharing these cars with people so they can see them and look at them, and absolutely, yeah, that's exactly what this is all about. And like I say, something a bit different, a bit, that's not always a M3 or as well. Trying something with a different car. That's what we love.
Brilliant. Thank you. I mean, I'm absolutely honestly, I'm lost for words. So,
Well, no worries.
I was about to walk away with that, so you don't have it.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Cheers. Thanks.
There you go. One very, very happy BMW owner there. Right, we need to go back to your M4. I did send Charles off over there to see if he could get the owner
Get the owner back.
and keep them there, because I would feel a bit rude if we suddenly then went to another option that you had just because the owner wasn't there, wasn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, there's so many cars here. There's so many wonderful cars here, and so many interesting cars here as well. That actually finding people that the cars that could have been the winners of this
You
these
could
awards,
name any,
and
couldn't you?
you absolutely
I mean,
could.
You really could, but some do just particularly stand out. And we've had some wonderful chats with people, and it's the stories behind it all, isn't it?
And the thing is, I suppose, as much as like I say, actually, if I'd had a chat with absolutely everybody here, I would never have been able to choose any sort of winners or any contenders, because I would have been spoiled for choice. Because it's about talking to people and hearing their enthusiasm, and like, the guy with the 318 IS there just saying how that being able to share his knowledge and his understanding and being able to talk to other people about it, that again is like I say, it's what these shows are about, and what this sort of community is so good at as well. It's being inclusive and accepting and sharing that enthusiasm.
Fantastic. Right, well, let's keep going. We're going to see if we can grab our M4. I think I can see somebody there. I can see Charles there. I wonder if he's got the owner with him as well. That would be great if we do. If not, I'm afraid you might.
I don't think that is.
Is that not the owner?
That's not the owner, no. He did say he might be a bit camera shy, but he was going to power through for us if he was around. But he may have slipped
really has
off.
got camera shy.
He really has gone camera shy. Yeah.
We'll deliver him the trophy a little bit later then, I think, if he's not here. We did try and hand it to him a little bit earlier. Charles?
Keep my eyes peeled, see if I can see him.
You've not found the owner? No problem. Oh, I don't blame you.
It is pretty stunning, isn't it?
It is absolutely stunning. Right, well, in that case, we will find the owner a little bit later and, of course, hand them out their trophy for them. Your car.
Keeping my eyes
peeled. Show. We've had a couple already. Thank you so much for taking us through that. What's the rest of the day got in store for you?
So, well, I've got the raffle prize giving in a little while at 3 o'clock. So if you are watching this and you bought a raffle ticket, please go there, because if you aren't there when we're doing the raffle prizes, then unfortunately we redraw again. So you've got to be ready, and you've got to be in there. You've got to be with your tickets, to accept the prizes. So yeah.
So there you go. If you are here, make sure you get yourself over there. If you're not, don't worry about it. Stay watching the stream instead, because we've still got a lot to come up. Race 2 for the BMW Car Club coming up a little bit later. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you for guiding us through that.
No worries.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic.
And good luck with the raffle. I'm going to bring Charles back in if I can as well, because Charles, I'll give you that. Now, you had a little chat with me actually off air, didn't we? We were talking about the Z3s that we saw. I think they're just down.
They're just down this way if we want to take a wander.
Let's just go down there, because just before we go to a break, we were looking at sort of like the body kits and thinking they were body kits, but they're not. They're just adjustments, aren't they? Really?
Yeah. So that was
lovely.
nice.
Yeah, indeed.
and not in a housing estate where someone's going to moan, which is nice. So I happened to bump into, I believe, the other half of the guy that made them, and she was telling me that they're not kit cars, they're not anything like that. They're actual body changes where he's made new bodies for the cars. There's 2 of them. There's only 2 of them made, and apparently he is around somewhere. Thank you. Apparently he's around somewhere for us to potentially grab a word with the guy.
Oh, look at them. Yes, sure. I remember this now. Oh, what a treat this is today. Getting to see all of this.
Hello, sir. Are these yours?
They are indeed.
Right.
Here we go.
I believe I had a conversation with your better half earlier.
Has she been out touting? Has she?
She has, yeah. Okay. And from what she's told me, these are body changes. They're not kit cars or anything like that.
No.
You've made them from scratch yourself. So you want to tell us more about them?
Yeah. Basically, what the cars represent a whole new genre of vehicle, really, in the sense that they're based on BMW Z4s, and it's basically a body change. The only original panels on this car are the doors and the rear hatch. On that car, the only original panels are the doors. It's like you've heard of the term resto mod, where someone would maybe take an E-Type Jaguar, new engine, new gearbox, engine suspension. Those cars are retailing for over £2 million, crazy money. This is a similar kind of deal, getting to a similar place, but from a totally different direction, where we take a car that already has the modern components, but change the bodywork so it's got the classic racing lines, if you like. The Z4, wonderful car, perfect 50-50 weight distribution, great performance, a cheap car to run, but in my opinion, a bit bland to look at. So what we've attempted to do here is give it that interesting kind of look, a retro look, and this is the end product.
Oh, right. I mean, they do look fantastic. I'm sure all of our viewers will agree. Do put your thoughts in the comments. Let this man know how good of a job he has actually done, because I think they both look absolutely fantastic. So, talking about body, it being a body change and stuff. So, is that you've made things from fiberglass or carbon fiber again, or have you used metal work and made new panels that way, or how have you gone about making the new body parts?
Yeah, the brand new body parts are made from fiberglass, but there is fiberglass and there is fiberglass. The resin that the manufacturing company we uses is the best resin available. It's stronger, it's more flexible, and more importantly, resistant to heat. So you could take one of these cars out to southern Spain, leave it there for years, and it isn't going to become, it isn't going to suffer due to the ravages of the heat,
Oh, fantastic. Is there anything you find particularly interesting or intriguing, or maybe something difficult with the build, or something that you think you'd like to let out there?
Well, the BMW Z4 lends itself to this kind of conversion because it's quite unique in that the rear quarter panels also unbolt from the car. Most cars, the rear quarter panels are part of the chassis. So we're able to produce these cars, and they are still, from a strength point of view, as the manufacturer intended. Indeed, all of the car's standard safety systems, the radiator, the entire cooling system is still as BMW supplied. So you've got the reliability of a BMW Z4, but obviously we've given it that retro look as well,
Oh, fantastic. So if someone was, you've obviously got these two here. If someone was interested in maybe buying one, is it something you're selling, or is it something?
That's the whole point of the project. It's, as I say, it's 4 years' work, many thousands of hours and hundreds of thousands of pounds it's cost to get where we are today. The convertible car, the red car, you're looking around the £40,000 price tag, depending on spec, and you're looking around the £50,000 for the coupe.
Okay, and where can people find you if they're at home looking at this and being like, I want to get myself one of them? Where is it people can go to get in contact with you?
Best way to get in touch is via the website, which is heritageracingcars.com.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we throw back to Ian?
What I would say is that the cars offer something completely and utterly different. They're an exclusive car, great looks, with reliability. They're an affordable car to own. That's what I'd like to say.
Fantastic.
I'd like to say so.
You've heard it here first.
Could have borrowed 50 grand.
Yeah, but not off me.
Thanks so much for bringing them down. Really,
done
really
an amazing
appreciate
job.
it.
Well
Amazing.
done.
Thank you so much. Charles, wonderful stuff there. Thanks for finding out all that information as well. So there you go. We've just had Will Beaumont go through his top 3 cars of the show here at Sommerfest 2023. That's not it though. As you can see, there's still a hive of activities and there's still a lot going on. What a glorious day. People everywhere. We've got the trade stands, we've got the display cars, we've got the on-track action as well. And talking of on-track action, that is what we've got coming up next for you as well. Race 2 of the BMW Car Club here live at Oulton Park will be coming up. We're going to cut this broadcast, so we're going to go for a break, maybe get some food because I am starving, maybe actually go get an ice cream, depending on the queues, of course. Hot weather, ice cream, big queues, but there we go, we'll go get into that. When we come back, we'll be live for race 2 of the BMW Car Club here live for Sommerfest 2023. Thanks for watching.